High in the Sierra Mountains of California sits a beautiful area called Mammoth Lakes. There's so many lakes here that if you throw a stone in any direction, you'd hit water. In winter, its ski slopes are world class, but in the summer, it's an outdoor paradise. And the best hike in the area is Duck Pass Trail. It's over 10 miles up and back, with elevation, and should take you 5 to 6 hours, depending on your ability and how much time you spend exploring the many lakes you pass. It will definitely challenge you, but the beautiful landscape will keep you motivated to meet the challenge. On this trip, I was here with family, so I couldn't attempt to do the whole hike since I only had a limited amount of free time away from the family. So I abbreviated the trail and actually turned it into a loop. We got a quick taste of the elevation the trail is known for, right from the start of the trail. This loop is thankfully covered by trees that shelter you from the sun. It can get quite warm here in the summer. My brother and his wife joined me on this trek, and we hiked to Arrowhead Lake and took the Emerald Lake Trail on the way back, creating a loop. Once you get to Arrowhead Lake, you can take the trail along the shore, but you'll have to double back to get back on the Duck Pass Trail again. I definitely suggest checking out this beautiful little lake. We started our hike early, before 9 a.m., so we only saw half a dozen people along the lake, and they were all near the turnout. We practically had this pristine lake to ourselves. One tip I want to pass on to you is don't wear white or any bright colored clothing, something I forgot. It attracts insects, and I was harassed by hundreds of mosquitoes. It was mid-June, but patches of snow were still present throughout the landscape. We hiked all the way to the other end of the shore and to Mammoth Creek. We decided to bushwhack our way up the hill to catch the trail again. We were too far out to double back to the turnout we had passed, so we partially followed the creek up the trail. We actually overshot the connecting trail at Emerald Lake and found this small collection pond with brownish water. So we doubled backed and found the connecting Emerald Lake trail that would take us back to an adjacent trailhead for Duck Pass. This portion of the hike was downhill through the same beautiful pine forest we painfully hiked uphill earlier. We eventually reached Emerald Lake, and it was so peaceful. It's a small lake, but just as picturesque as the other lakes in the area. We continued to follow the trail, and it paralleled this beautiful little creek called Coldwater Creek. Not only was it beautiful, but the sound of the flowing creek made it that much more special. The Arrowhead Lake Emerald Lake Loop is only 2.5 miles and took us approximately 2 hours, which included many stops we made as we enjoyed every step and every landscape we experienced. The Duck Pass Trailhead and Emerald Lake Trailheads are at adjacent parking lots, so it only took us a couple of minutes to get back to my car. This was the perfect hike with the limited time that I had. Of course, I would have loved to hike the complete Duck Pass Trail, so I look forward to my next visit.